Hello Taurus, welcome to Venus Baby Tarot. This is a channel just for Taurus and Libra because I am a sun and Taurus, Venus and Taurus, moon and rising in Libra, and I love Venusian energy. So we are going to do a message today based on what these cards say. So let's go ahead and see what comes out for you, Taurus. All right, spirit guides, guardian angels, higher selves. Messages for Taurus, please. Okay, what blockages do I need to be aware of in my life? I'm going to move this closer. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and take a look. Okay. What blockages do I need to be aware of? Alrighty, let's do this. Alright, spirit guides, guardian angels, higher selves. What blockages does Taurus need to be aware of? Okay. Transformation. Scorpio, I transform. Virgo, I analyze, and Mars, force. So what I'm getting regarding this is, and you have the 12th house on the bottom of the deck. I feel like there are times, Taurus, where, sorry, my throat is kind of scratchy today, where you have the opportunity to go towards things that you desire, that you're attracted to, that you want, that you're inspired about, etc. But I feel like you tend to overanalyze yourself, like you tend to be too critical of yourself, and you're a little too hard on yourself. And because of that, you're resisting the transformation. And I feel like the transformation for you, Taurus, is to move into this fire-like quality where you do it and see what happens. You don't sit there and analyze it and worry about what might happen. You do it and you see what happens. So let's go ahead and take a look at some other cards and see what the tea leaves have to say. Sorry, I was checking the cards again. I tend to be a little bit of a perfectionist, and then I get frustrated when the cards are crooked, and like I really, yeah, okay. Anyway, all right. Blockages for Taurus. So I feel like a blockage for you is that you don't believe that you are going to be taken care of in difficult times. I feel like you believe that the weight is solely on your shoulders and that you always have to be the one to just be strong and take care of yourself, right? And I feel like because this wish is granted here, I feel like it's like you tend to be so hard on yourself because you're afraid of the difficult times, and so it's like you want to be one step ahead. But like you doing that is actually blocking wishes being granted for you because you're not really like tuned into the flow. Like you're so worried about making sure that everything is taken care of because you feel like it's all going to fall on your shoulders. Whereas it's like, I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you here that what you don't see is that you're actually very supported by your spirit guides, your angels, your higher selves, the universe. Like you're more supported and people in your life than you think that you are. And so I feel like what they're kind of telling you is instead of beating yourself down with a stick, instead of over-analyzing, allow yourself to transform into this understanding, this knowing, this belief that your wishes are granted in terms of things that you have, a lot of desire, motivation, inspiration about, okay? Because I feel like with this force energy, they're telling you just to keep persevering, keep pursuing, but don't do so in a way that you're like overworking yourself, being hard on yourself, being overly critical of yourself, to the point that you burn out, because then that takes the joy out of it, and really it creates a resistance. I mean, like, whenever we force something, we're forcing and forcing and forcing something, we are creating a resistance. Whereas in terms of law of attraction, whereas if we just take action steps, right? It's like the Mars and the Force here. It's like taking action steps was the Mars energy. And it can be forceful, but I feel like they're telling you not to take it too far. Okay, like, no, don't put too much Mars energy into it. Like, don't put too much, Virgo energy into it with this analyzing. I feel like you're supposed to, analyze it as like sort of seeing, okay, this is what I would like to do differently, or this is working, this is not working, that kind of thing. But not like criticizing yourself, not being down on yourself, not beating yourself up, not feeling like if I don't get this done, nobody's going to show up for me, nobody's going to take care of me, nothing's going to work out, and just really putting all this weight on your shoulders, you know what I mean? And so it's like you're supposed to use a little bit of force in terms of taking action, but not like overly forcing it. Because whenever you take the action steps, you speak to the universe what you want, and you take the action steps and you let it go, and you just focus on your life, you focus on joy, you do other things that bring you happiness. It's like you're pleasantly surprised how things just fall into place for you. But if you are coming from a place of need right here, and that's what this is, it's like, and this is your blockage. It says you will be taken care of in difficult times. But I feel like here, and it's like you believe that your wish will not be granted. That's your blockage. But the thing about it is I feel like, yeah. So I feel like basically the way that I'm reading these is not exactly what's on the card. It is like I'm seeing it as a blockage, right? And the blockage for you is that you think that you won't be taken care of in difficult times. The blockage for you is you believe that your wishes will not be granted. And it's like you're needing to stop over analyzing, get out of your head, stop trying to push yourself way too hard, and focus more on, okay, getting down to the details. This is what I'm trying to achieve. This is what feels right to me. This is what's working. This is what's not working. And putting your energy towards the things that are working, and doing so by taking action steps, but not putting too much force on it, or you're creating a resistance. And this is how you're transforming yourself, because this is a blockage here. And so it's like you're kind of resisting this transformation. And honestly, I feel like you pay too much attention to your finances. And because you pay so much attention to your finances, you paid so much attention to money, it's like you're taking, like, it takes the joy out of the things that you're doing in life, right? Like, this could be like going on a vacation and worrying way too much about how much it's costing you, and it's taking the joy out of the experience. Or running a business and, focusing way too much on how much money you're receiving, and not being focused on, how good it feels to help another person, or to do a service for another person, or make something for another person and see the excitement on their face. money is an energetic currency, but so is love. You know what I mean? It's like you give and receive love, and I feel like you give and receive joy, and perhaps sometimes like the payment for you is the joy on another person's face, you know? And yeah, I understand we all have to pay the bills. Like, I live in this society too, and I get it, truly. But it's like you've got to see the whole picture and not just what's in your bank account. You know what I mean? So what you can do to overcome this in your life, the key, successful outcome to your problems. Like, see that you are going to have a successful outcome to your problems. Success. Again, that's what you can do to overcome this belief that your wishes are not going to be granted. You need to focus on believing that your dreams are achievable and that they will be successful. Oh my gosh, I love this. So, okay. Sorry, I have to put all my cards behind me because I run out of space over here. Secrets. Venus and Scorpio. Secrets. An indecision. So this is the problem. Like, this is what is feeding this, okay? And I feel like what feeds this for you, what feeds this blockage is your secrets. It's what you're hiding. Because I feel like you may not exhibit this fear, like, outwardly. Like, you may not always allow other people to see what's going on inside of you, and it's like you're keeping it to yourself, right? And I feel there's a level of perfectionism that's happening within you, like you want to appear like you have it all together and you have everything figured out, and ultimately nobody does. Like, nobody does, you know, like nobody, right? And I feel like it puts you in this indecisive point right here because of the fact that I feel like part of you does truly believe what we've just talked about, like truly believes that, you know, success is yours in numerous areas in your life. Like, part of you does. But another part of you is still like, it's like the secrets. It's like, you know, what's hidden. It's like there's a part of you still in your subconscious that doesn't believe it, you know? And perhaps that is based off of things that have happened to you in the past and where things didn't work out. And you're being guided to focus on what does work out. Additionally, I feel like you have several different options. You know, and you're considering, should I do this? Should I do that? What's going to be the most successful? And ultimately, I believe that you do what feels right, you know? Like, I'll give you an example. I used to read for the other Zodiac signs, and I recently just realized that I really like to read for Taurus and Libra, you know, because of all the Taurus and Libra energy in my chart. And so it just doesn't feel right. And that it could change, but right now it just doesn't feel right, you know. I've done that for the last several years and on, you know, my other platforms. And I have a YouTube channel here, but I didn't focus too much on it. I focused mostly on my Instagram. Sorry, somebody was at my door. So, you know, and I focused on my Instagram for a long time because that is what felt right to me. And then one day I was like, no, I think I want to go back to YouTube. And then it hit me that doing Taurus and Libra readings felt right to me, right? And so this is an example, right? Like having several different options. Like if you work at social media, you know, some people focus mostly on their TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, or you know what I mean? And there could also be like another idea that you have that's putting you in this point of indecision, and perhaps honestly you're afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and try this new thing because you're afraid that it's not going to work out for you. But I feel like they're not, like what they're trying to tell you, Spirit is trying to tell you, like it's not about whether or not it works out for you. It's about doing it because it feels right. And then if you see that it's working, then keep doing it. But don't put so much force on it that you're creating a resistance. Do it because it feels right. And do it because you love it. And do it because you want to make other people feel good, or you want to feel good, right? Do it for that reason. And believe in your mind. Just know that it's going to be successful for you, and whatever that looks like. But don't make that the reason why you do it. You know what I mean? Just like know that it's going to work out and do it because you love it. Okay? All right, let's get you some tarot cards of advice. Advice for Taurus. The advice, you have the 7 of Cups, the Devil, and the 6 of Wands. Okay. So I just noticed the Devil is here with I analyze, and I heard the devil is in the details, right? I feel like that's what you're supposed to do, because I do feel that you were kind of divided in numerous ways. And sorry, my fan was making a weird humming noise. Anyway, I do feel like you're divided in numerous ways, okay? And there is some confusion for you, because I feel like there's a lot of things that you want to do right now. And because there's so many things that you want to do, it is sort of it's like, you know how like when you have like a to-do list of things that you need to do, people who have ADHD will understand this, like myself. You know, you have like all these things that you need to do or that you want to do, and you become so overwhelmed that you shut down and you don't do it. And that, I feel like, is the energy here. You're so overwhelmed by all these various options. You know, you're so indecisive. And it's creating a blockage for you. And additionally, I feel like you're being really hard on yourself. You're over-analyzing yourself, being overly critical of yourself. And it's really locking you in, right? And so I feel like the advice for you is to get to the details of what limitations you are giving your energy to. What limitations in your mind are circling around and round and round. And ask yourself if you really believe that, or if you are comparing yourself or measuring yourself up to a standard that really isn't even your own, if that makes sense. I'm trying to come up with an example. So an example here would be, you know, physical appearance and social media, right? And it can be, you know, a challenge for people who gained weight or they're aging and things like that to continue to put themselves out there if they are measuring themselves up against a younger crowd of people, right? And to analyze that, to get to the details of it, would be to ask oneself, what makes them think that where they're at in life isn't beautiful? What makes them think that where they are at isn't worthy and valuable? And who said that, you know, skill and talent and capability is somehow less important than appearance, you know? And this is getting to the details. The devil is in the details, right? Additionally, though, that can swing too far and being focused way too much on the details in a negative aspect, just being overly harsh and critical of oneself. And that needs to be pulled back. It's basically like using your analytical skills for your benefit, not to tear yourself down, you know, and create a blockage, right? So because you have, once again, you have success. You have the Six of Wands. And I feel like, and there's a key. There's a key. It's like you actually have the key to success. But I feel like, Taurus, like you don't see it. And I feel like you don't see it because of your mind, you know? And it's like you've got to overcome the mind first and foremost, because the mind is trying to psych you out of success. Success, okay? Knowing that you are going to be taken care of. Things are going to work out for you. This can be you're going to have a nest egg, or you know, you're going to have money and savings, that kind of thing. You're going to have a support system. You're going to have, you know, if you work in social media, you have passive income or something like that, you know, that's going to take care of you in times where business is slow. And you know what I mean? Like these kind of examples, I feel like, are here to tell you that you have the key, and simply all you need to do is unlock the right door. And how you unlock the right door is to do what feels right, you know? And that's that. So we're going to get you a cosmic message and close up. Cosmic message for Taurus. Oh, that one came out quick. Sow kindness, reap love. And you know, the first person that you're going to sow kindness to is yourself, Taurus. I don't feel like you're being very kind to yourself based off of the energies that we see here. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. See what I said about the action steps that you take? Planting a seed and watering, those are action steps. You know, like tilling soil, action step. You know, like feeding your plants, fertilizing, you know, finding the right sunlight, you know, just all of that. It's like maintenance, you know, taking care, like doing things with care, with love is the way to truly blossom a situation in your life. And I feel like for you, it's been more about sort of trying to measure up to your idea, which I don't feel like comes from you, because it's what's hidden, I feel. It's subconscious. Measuring up to your idea of what you think things should look like. And it's time, honey, to readjust that idea. Okay? Because, you know, there are a lot of people who like one thing, but there are also a lot of people who like another thing, and you got to find out what your thing is and align with that. It's like the field of dreams. You build it, they will come, right? And it's really interesting because of the fact that you have the success and the key and all of this stuff and the Six of Wands. This really turned more, I feel like, into a career reading. But do apply this to whatever area felt right for you. And you know what? I always tell my clients, if you want to know what feels right in your heart, sit down, quiet your mind, relax your mind, relax your jaw, relax your tongue, relax your shoulders, and literally in your whole body, go all the way down to your toes and ask your heart, show me what you want. And some of you will get a visual. If you have to sit there and actually allow yourself to receive. Say, I allow this message to come to me, and just sit there and be patient and don't try to force it. And say, heart, what do you want? And remember that you've got to, and the mind's going to try to take over, quiet the mind. The mind will try to take over, quiet the mind. The mind is not going to stop, but you can learn to quiet it, reframe it, come back down to the heart, okay? Some of you will get a visual. Some of you will just have a deep sense of knowing. Some of you will hear a message in your head. It would be different for everyone. But if you really want to know, that's a good exercise. And if you don't get it the first time, do it again. And do it until you really know. And you have to make sure you're not trying to force an answer, because that's where we have, it's so common to have a misalignment with the head and the heart. Because in the mind is the subconscious, and in the subconscious is conditioning. It's belief from our parents. It's things that people have said to us and the ways that we've measured ourselves up against these things in our life, and they have formed our personality. And so in order to really truly know what's going on within you, Taurus, you have to disconnect from the mind and go into the heart. And when you know, you'll know. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this helps. Thank you so much. If you're looking for a personal session, you can book down below. Please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me grow my channel. I so appreciate you. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.